It all began as a joke, just a simple dare among friends who had too much time on their hands during summer vacation. The old camp had been abandoned for decades, its cabins falling apart, the woods swallowing what was left of it. They said that years ago, a counselor disappeared there during a stormy night, and the game we were about to play had been the reason. We called it the old camp game, though none of us really understood where it came from. The rules were simple at least. That's what we thought. You had to gather in the mess hall at midnight, light only one candle in the center of the room, and call out the name of the missing counselor 3 times. After that, you weren't supposed to leave until the candle went out on its own. If you blew it out or left early, the counselor would follow you home. We laughed when we heard it, brushed it off as just another silly campfire story. But deep down, each of us was nervous. There's something about abandoned places that makes your chest heavy, like the air itself doesn't want you there. When midnight came, we snuck inside the mess hall. The wood creaked beneath our feet, dust hanging in the air. We set the candle down on a long, rotting table. As the flame flickered, shadows stretched unnaturally long across the walls, twisting like they were alive. One of my friends, trying to act brave, called the counselor's name 3 times. The sound echoed, bouncing back from corners that felt farther away than the room really was. At first, nothing happened. We laughed again, almost disappointed, and for a moment I thought it would just end there. But then the candle flickered violently, like someone had exhaled directly into the flame, though none of us had moved. The door behind us groaned. We all froze. I don't know when the laughter stopped, but silence filled the hall. The shadows no longer looked like ours. They bent wrong, stretching upward to the ceiling, their heads tilting, watching. My heart hammered in my chest, and one of my friends whispered that we should leave, but none of us dared blow out the candle. That's when we heard the sound of footsteps pacing just outside the hall, slow and deliberate, circling the building. The footsteps stopped, and then something scratched along the wooden wall. It wasn't an animal. It was too controlled, too steady. Minutes dragged into hours, or at least it felt like that. The candle still burned, though the flame had shrunk to a trembling ember. Just as we thought it was about to go out, the door creaked open by itself. Cold air rushed in, and I swear I saw a figure standing just beyond the threshold, half hidden in the dark. It was tall, hunched, its head bent at an impossible angle. My friend screamed and bolted. The moment he crossed the doorway, the candle extinguished. Everything went black. The last thing I remember from that night was the sound of someone whispering my name directly in my ear, even though no one was standing close to me. When I woke up, it was morning. We were lying in the grass outside, far from the mess hall. My friend who ran first, he never came back. His parents still search for him, though everyone else says he just vanished into the woods. The rest of us don't talk about it anymore. We don't go near that camp. But sometimes, late at night, I hear those same footsteps outside my house, circling, waiting, and I know, deep down, that we never should have played the old camp game again. The days after we played the game felt wrong in ways I can't fully explain. At first it was little things, doors in our houses left open when we swore we closed them. The sensation of being watched from corners of empty rooms, that heavy silence just before you fall asleep, except it didn't go away. Then came the dreams. Each of us described the same one, standing in the mess hall again, the candle burning low, the counselor's shadow looming larger and closer each time. In the dream, none of us could move. We could only wait until the flames sputtered out and everything was swallowed in darkness. One of my friends, Evan, started having nosebleeds. At school, in the middle of lunch, while driving, his nose would just start pouring blood. He said every time it happened, he heard someone whisper his name faintly, like it was being spoken just over his shoulder. He tried ignoring it, but then his dog wouldn't go near him. The animal growled and barked whenever he entered the room. Hackles raised as though it could see something attached to him that the rest of us couldn't see. Then there was Leah. She stopped coming to school altogether. When we finally went to her house to check, her mother told us she hadn't slept in days. She sat at her window every night, claiming she could see someone standing under the streetlight across the road. Always in the same position still, hunched, head bent sideways, never moving until dawn. Her mother said she was just having a breakdown. But when I looked at Leah's face through her half-open bedroom door, I knew she wasn't just tired. She looked hollow, her eyes wide and bloodshot, whispering over and over, "Don't let the candle go out. Don't let it go out." It was worse for me. A week after the game, I started hearing the footsteps again outside my own house, circling, dragging against the siding. One night, I pressed my ear against the door, heart pounding, and I swear I heard breathings, low, ragged, heavy just inches from the other side. My parents thought it was an animal, but no animal knocks softly against the wood in a rhythm, like it's trying to be let in. We tried talking about it as a group, meeting in public places, but it always ended the same. One of us would get quiet, distracted, like we could feel someone watching, even in broad daylight. And then, one by one, we stopped showing up. The last time I saw Evan, he was staring into the distance with blood dripping down his chin, whispering, "He's almost here." A few days later, he was gone, his room empty, no note, no trace, as if he had just been erased from his home. Leah was next. Her window blinds were found, ripped from the wall, her bed empty, the glass cracked from the inside. Her mother swore she heard her scream in the middle of the night, but when she ran upstairs, all that remained was the open window and cold air pouring in. No footprints, no sign of struggle, and that left me alone, terrified. The footsteps never stopped. Every night, the same pacing, the same dragging sound, closer each time. Sometimes I catch the smell of damp earth, like the woods inside my own room. Last night, I woke to the sound of whispering right at my bedside. I turned on the lamp, and for the briefest moment, I saw it the counselor, pale, twisted, his head bent in that unnatural angle, his mouth stretched into something that wasn't a smile, but felt worse than a scream. I don't know how long I can last. The candle is gone. The mess hall is gone. My friends are gone. But the game never ended. It followed us home. And now it's my turn to disappear.